Spurs losing, PSG crashing out of Champions League, and Benchwarmers arriving late. Some things never change. We are the Benchwarmers. My name is Eric.
Nico Nick.
John, a.k.a. Gat.
And Josue Dyer.
And behind the scenes, we got both our crack producers, which is why we're only 4 minutes behind, not 6. So we're improving. I think we need 2 more crack producers back there, and then we'll be on. They're completely ignoring what I'm saying right now, so it's not even working.
2 more or 2 new ones?
We need two additional ones so we
2
can get
additional ones.
actually on time. Okay, there we go.
That's true.
I didn't know we needed some IT department as well. So, guys, next time, muévanse.
I like how you throw that on us. You keep yourself out of it.
Hey. All right. So, famous last words. Today should be a nice and easy one.
It's an easy 15-minute.
I wish. We're just gonna go over Champions League. Just touch on Champions League and then get into the Premier League games for the weekend. Give you our predictions and quickly highlight some key matchups. So before we do all that, do you guys have anything you want to get out there before the banter comes your way, or just anything you want to get off your chest?
Nothing to get off my chest at this current moment.
Okay. All right. See, it sounds like you're excited for the. I think you're just staying quiet for the game coming up.
What game?
I mean, next week you guys playing Real Madrid, aren't you?
Oh, I mean, I'm not. I could.
I
Yeah, that's my reaction to that game.
He's trying to play it safe so that nothing goes back.
Oh,
to
yeah,
bite
play
him.
it safe. Yeah, we're 3-0 down.
What was it? 5-2 aggregate?
5-2.
Damn.
Well, Dad, we're not even there yet, and you want to take some punches right now already? We haven't even started yet.
What punches? I'm always getting punches. I'm getting kicks. Getting slam dunked.
It's never too late. To
Getting
change your
seismic
team.
toss.
Seismic toss.
It's never too late to
I'm
change. your
getting double
team.
kick, slide
before-
kick, all of it.
We were going over different names for Anthony. You want us?
You start or I start?
You started it.
Anthony, the Beyblade.
The fidget spinner.
The Hitmontop.
The Booker T. If you're a WWF fan, you know why.
Spinorama.
What else?
Spinneroonie, I think it is.
Spinorama.
Spinorama? I thought Spinneroonie.
An older wrestler.
Who's Spinneroonie then?
I'm gonna have to Google that. I'll get back to you.
Damn, yo, Google it. I'm curious to know now. Marco, I feel like you would know that.
Well,
Wow.
You just,
All right, well, so we
You
got
just-
two for one.
you
Spinorama, Spinneroonie.
you just call him top bins.
Okay, one in how many games? Against who again? Okay.
Still a banger.
This is
Still a
why
banger
I
top
wanted
ins.
to bring it up, because you see how all of a sudden the
Still a banger top
temperature
ins.
changes. The
Still a
temperature
banger
changes.
top
Okay.
ins.
All right, let's see him do it 2 games in a row.
There's also
Um,
there's also 619.
so-
Rey Mysterio.
619. What's the other
Anthony,
one?
if you're watching,
619. You said ballerina.
Oh yeah, ballerina.
What was it? Pirouette.
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 Yeah.
There you go.
What was the other one? Fidget spinner, Beyblade. I think that was it. 3 right
You
now.
guys know that ride at like carnivals?
Oh,
the
the
The twister.
merry-go-round.
Merry-go-rounds.
The merry-go-round.
Uh-huh.
You talking about the one you could twist yourself?
That's the twister.
the Tilt-A-Whirl? The Tilt-A-Whirl?
I don't know the name.
That's called private time in your bathroom. I don't know what you guys are doing.
Oh, the carousel. That's what they're called.
Ah,
Carousel.
there you go. The
Yeah,
carousel.
yeah.
Carousel. A lot of names for
The teacups?
Anthony.
The teacups that you can spin
Yeah,
yourself.
the teacups.
Teacups. Oh man, I miss carnivals. In Guatemala, I remember I went to my bio grandparents' house, and then down the street there was like some fucking makeshift carnival ride, which we go to, and I get into it, bro. All I see is that motherfucker with some shit hooked up to his car. And then to go backwards, puts it in reverse. I was like, yo, this is sick. This is dope. This shit
That's
you
funny.
only experience. The viewers want to know. Hi, Nick. What do the viewers want to know? Tell us, Kyle Bows. Bows and arrows, sorry.
Hey man,
What's up, by the way?
Apologies, Kyle. I still love you. We'll play Halo today, maybe.
Wait, what happened?
He's mad at me.
Why?
I'll tell you this. So yesterday I texted in a group chat, Halo group chat.
wow, y'all
saying-
got a Halo group chat. That's crazy.
do you have an
Sorry.
Apex group chat?
Yeah, dude.
Exactly. Yeah. Pero cállate, po. Anyways, I texted in the middle of work. Let's get Halo tonight, please. No pro clubs, no Fortnite, no COD, no nothing.
He's already trying to back out of Pro Clubs.
Big
Like,
out.
he doesn't-
Yeah.
And then-
he's already trying
And,
to not.
and you
But-
know,
do
I
this.
can tell you,
but-
it's Gat, Josue, Diego, Kyle. Why? Because they can't do more than 4 players unless it's that big team deathmatch.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's how you know it's specific. That's
Yep,
crazy.
that's crazy.
Either way, we were all down. He doesn't show up.
I never confirmed or
Thank,
denied.
thank you,
Ooh.
thank you, guy, for not showing up because you know what?
I
That
never
just shows, that
confirmed
just
or
sho-
denied.
That just shows he's excluding all of his friends before the night even starts. So.
That's
For real.
crazy.
That's crazy.
You
So,
see that, Kyle?
yeah,
Big trouble. Kyle says you're in trouble, buddy.
But yeah,
I'm actually a supportive guy here right now. You know what? Top ends all day.
top ends. Oh my god.
Oh man. All right. Well, look, I don't really have an opening question for you guys today because I kind of just want to dive into, I guess, the action that happened the past couple of days and the action coming up on this weekend. And unless you guys have anything you want to ask to the panel,
Let's dive in.
dive in. Let's do it.
Let's dive in.
So first game, let's start off with Chelsea. It looks like Potter's magic is continuing into the Champions League now because they got a very important result at home, which I'll be honest with you, I did not see that coming. 2-0. Do you think this is something that they should they get carried away and be like, I'm saying nobody should get carried away, but is this a time to look at Chelsea and be like, oh, maybe they are turning it around, or
No,
smoke screen?
no.
Smoke
No,
screen?
not
Smoke
yet.
screen.
Not yet. Not yet.
No, yeah, it's too soon. It's just 2 games. A win against Leeds, a win against Dortmund.
It depends because I know when they won a Champions League a couple of seasons ago in the league, in the Premier League, they were really poor, but in the Champions League they were phenomenal. Now, obviously, this season they're really poor in the league, and they've looked. I mean, I didn't watch the game yesterday, but apparently they played decently. Dortmund played pretty poor, so I don't think Potter's that kind of manager. He doesn't have that, it doesn't have that aura like Tuchel in the Champions League. But either way, though, in terms
Is it
of
also his first time? I mean, I don't know what his for Brighton, but is it also his first time in Champions League? Coaching in
his first
Champions League?
time,
It is. So.
yeah. But yeah, no, they're poor in the league, so we'll see. It all depends who they get in the next quarterfinal. If they get I don't know,
Madrid.
what would be the easiest, quote unquote, Benfica, whatever.
Did Benfica lose?
No, they-
Benfica
they-
If they
won.
were to get them, I
they
mean, they're in the
smack-
semifinals while
They
being
they
shit in the league.
they smacked whoever
Club
it was.
Brugge.
Club Brugge, and
Club
Club Brugge
Brugge.
sacked their manager like a day after that.
Scott Parker.
Yeah.
Scott Parker can't do it anywhere.
Is there something to take away from the fact that Chelsea have gone to a back 3 yet again? All right, has Potter found the system he wants to play and maybe a set of players to play with?
I'd be interested to see the last game against Leeds and how
I
many
believe
players
they
were.
were doing
Yeah, I
back
think it
as
was the same. I think it was the same formation.
But I mean, it
3-4-3.
it's looking like that. He went with the back 3 and arguably their biggest game this season against Dortmund. 2 days ago. So I mean, we don't know what Potter has done this season, but you'd like to say that he would continue with his back 3 against Leicester at the weekend.
The only
It seems like
difference is-
it seems like just Chelsea as a club, they're only made for back threes.
Yeah.
They've been playing back three for so long, and it's
Yeah.
been working.
But
Like,
yeah.
why is that?
What else happened in that game? Chelsea, Dortmund.
There was a pen
Oh yeah,
pen.
Havertz had to take had a
Had to,
pen
yeah.
retake.
for encroachment.
Yes, and then he missed the first one. So, but whatever, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. He missed the first one. That's all that matters. But Chelsea, man, they looks like they've turned a corner with 2 back-to-back wins. 2 again, same formation, so maybe he found something that actually works and he's vibing with. But Borussia Dortmund, Nick, I know he had a lot to say about your man Jude right now.
Jude double O Jude.
Damn.
That's what Nick said. Jude with the 2 O's.
No, it's 2 O's.
2 O's. That's what I said.
You said double. You said
Double O.
0?
Double O.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. Guy.
No, I think those headphones are a little too
I'm
tight.
sorry about that. They might be.
His head's still big from that 7-0 win.
See, even Arsenal fans are milking it.
I of course I'm gonna.
Why
milk
wouldn't
that.
they?
I'll
Why
see-
wouldn't
of course I'm gonna milk
they?
I mean, hello. Somebody made a diss track on me just the other day. I'm gonna
That
take
is
all the
true.
shots I can.
That's true. We'll try to do the same against City. We'll
Wait.
beat them.
Oh please, I beg of you, please do that.
I beg of you.
Yeah, I think Dortmund were I think prior to this game they were winning 10 to 11 games in a row. They're doing pretty well in Bundesliga. Actually, the Bundesliga is actually somewhat competitive right now.
They're
It's
tied in first for 49
Yeah, they're
points. It's
they're
just goal differentials.
There's 3 or 4 teams competing for the title. But I know Jude Bellingham is obviously a fantastic player. I just don't think he justifies the price that he is currently. Not obviously he's not asking for, but Borussia are asking for. But that applies to most players. Obviously, Enzo, fantastic player as well. But does he justify at the time 110 million pounds? And it applies to most players. But no, Jude he's a fantastic player. I just don't think he justifies, like I just said, 150 million pounds. But I mean, at his age though, 19. The one thing I do like about him is that he's very mature for his age. He's already a captain for Dortmund. A side who's challenging for a league title, a side in a Champions League, and he just looks like a very calm-headed figure who looks mature that can like probably gel in any top team right now, and kind of slide him with ease.
Well,
He played really well with Henderson.
I hope not, actually.
well, he won't be playing in Champions League anymore, at least for this season, as they got knocked out by Chelsea. 2-0. Aggregate was 2-1. I mean, credit to Chelsea, they pulled it out when they had to. You guys just mentioned Benfica beating Club Brugge 5-1. Scott Parker got the sack shortly after that. And, I mean, is there anything more satisfying than watching PSG get knocked out too?
Not for me.
Really? You wanted them to continue going?
No, I just like Mbappe. That's why.
I mean, yeah, the Mbappe hype is one thing, but I just enjoy seeing a team like PSG who think they can buy their way to success continuously get knocked out. Am I the only one that shares the sentiment?
No, it's definitely nice to see. It's definitely nice to see.
I'd give 2 fucks on I don't care. If PSG moved on, great. Bayern's out. Bayern moved on, great. PSG's out. I don't like both the teams.
That's
so.
fair.
I think one key factor that I haven't seen much about PSG, and obviously they spend money in terms of on players who maybe they don't fit them or maybe spend too much or bought them just for marketing reasons. But I think the fact that they are the biggest team in France, I think the fact that they don't have a chokehold on like the talent in the biggest nation that produces the most talent in the world, like they don't really have that many French players, and also their academy is really good. Like they produce likes of Kingsley Coman, who scored against them in the first leg. I just don't understand why they don't have like some of Ligue 1's like biggest exports out right now. I look at Chouameni before he went to Madrid, or Camavinga before they both went to Madrid. Like, how are you letting those two top tier talents in Ligue 1 go to Madrid when you're literally right there in that league? I don't understand why you don't have some of the world's youngest, best French talents that are playing in other clubs right now around Europe. Why you don't have a stockhold of them when you're the biggest team in France? Because going out for these players in Serie A or whatnot, but literally right in your own homeland in Paris, arguably the number one city in the world that produces the most talented footballers right now, in your own backyard, and you still don't have a grip of them. I just boggles my mind. I don't know. It just boggles my mind how they don't have those players.
Damn.
Yeah, they have 9 French players.
Huh?
9 French players on the first team.
They do? Or
PSG, they do.
Yeah, but I was saying the young French talents out right now
No, I know.
playing for the Europe teams.
Oh.
I mean, their back office staff, they're just in it for the money, I guess.
I mean, it could be, but is their goal to win a Champions League or is their goal to become a bigger club?
Well, let me ask you this question. Isn't that why Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe were brought to the club?
I mean,
to win those trophies?
Yeah, obviously, but I mean, I don't know.
Is,
Like,
Messi.
is it a failure?
Well, Messi went to the club because he had no club. That's why.
Damn.
let's
It was
not
the
talk
only
about
team.
Messi,
And it was the
man.
only team that could afford his wages and his price tag, whatever.
But I mean, no, without a doubt, it's a failure. I mean, ever since like 2015, it's been a failure, to be honest. And they've always had like, for example, before Messi joined under Tuchel, I always thought they were decent. They had a nice group of defenders. They had a nice system under Tuchel, and they always performed well in Champions League. But ever since Tuchel left, it almost just feels like it's very just almost like similar with Chelsea, it's scattergun. Like, for example, AC Milan's goalkeeper, Mike Maignan, French. Literally, he came on the come up like 2 years ago when instead you're like, they didn't fork out. Where instead you're getting Donnarumma on a free where he easily could have got a nice French talent right there.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes back to all the French talent pool where they don't have a grip of that. So that club is just odd. Very odd. I think it could be the best. I think Messi will leave this summer.
Where's he going? Barca? Coming to the United
Barca
States?
want him back. But I don't know why they want him back, to be honest. But
They can't afford him.
either way, though, I think he's going to leave, and I think one of Neymar and Mbappe leaves. And so it could force a rebuild in terms of where they do have to look at themselves, and they do have to come up with solutions inside the club and inside their own country, and it could benefit them. But, hey, like I just said, are they in it for the money or are they in it to actually win a Champions League? And then I always got the sense that they were in it for the Champions League just because their owner always said, we want the Champions League. Obviously, the player is playing Marquinhos. He's been there for a while, obviously, Mbappe, Neymar. They want to go get that Champions League, but it's almost like a sense where like the ownership doesn't have that same sentiment towards getting that Champions League, getting that trophy, but more so trying to pick up the biggest names and just become a bigger club.
Let's get shiny new toys.
Mm-hmm.
And then just throw them out the window once they don't work out. But you know what hasn't worked out? You know, you know what? That's in the segue I wanted to use. The segue I wanted to use, you brought up Messi, and I still think Messi winning the World Cup. It's got to be fixed. It's fixed. It has to be fixed. There's no other way. Look, I was a Messi sexual this World Cup, and I was an Argentina sexual this World Cup, and I thought they were gonna win, and they won it as I predicted, but
Not the way you predicted.
but the fact that they won it with Christian Romero is just a fact that it's fixed. Like there's no way that guy was even playing that many games without getting sent off. And he got sent off against AC Milan today yesterday with the stupidest tackle. Like this makes absolutely no sense. But Dyer, walk me through your whole thought process on the game. You guys needed a result at home. Kane again, when he's supposed not again, but he's supposed to come up big this game. He has a stinker, misses a sitter. What's going through your mind? Is season over at this point?
Absolutely blank right now. Like my mind is completely blanked. I don't care what is going on right now because I've had it. I've had it. Conte ball is not working. It hasn't all season. It has last season at the end, but it hasn't at all this season. On the game with Christian Romero's tackle, hothead. There's no need for that. All he had to the ball was on the sideline. All he needed to do was put his body in front of Theo Hernandez. Now, of course, Theo Hernandez is probably one of the fastest players on the field, and like all he needed to do was just press. That's it. There was no
Just
need for that
jockey,
tackle.
yeah.
Yeah, just jockey. There was no need for that fucking reckless tackle. Like, and then I don't know. I was telling Kyle earlier today that the whole wingback situation at Spurs is not working. It hasn't been working. Okay, I feel like the best formation is to use the Christmas tree. Harry Kane up top, then you have Human Son and Kulusevski right behind him as left and right forward because they'll have that space. Perisic at left mid, Pedro Porro at right mid because they could also get back defensively and produce well in attack, and then for them to be covered, Sessegnon and Emerson at right back and left back. I just it's just it's annoying and it's pissing me off that no play happens down the middle. Everything is just on the wing. Like it's burning Kulusevski, and Son can't do it by himself all the time. I mean, he hasn't been able to all season. It's just pissing me off because every time when we do get the ball in the middle, what do? We track it back to the wing backs and start all over again. It's really freaking annoying, and I just can't stand it anymore right now. I'm just not like too invested in what's going on with Spurs right now.
That's enjoyment for me to hear. But also, my follow-up question to you is:
I thought he was describing us on Pro Clubs.
yeah, for real. Yeah, for
No, pro clubs we actually do it cleanly. So
Oh shit! Yeah, sometimes.
when there's no power shots being made.
I also tried to thought. Man.
Sorry.
What was that? I was gonna ask you a question. It was about Spurs, obviously, and it was about red card. Oh yeah, Davies gets subbed out. You're down. You have to go. You're chasing the game at this point.
77-minute red card.
You take out Kulusevski, your most creative player, and then you throw in Davies. Is this Conte kind of Davinson, Sanchez, yeah. Is this Conte's way of just kind of committing managerial suicide?
No,
It's very close to it if you're not going to consider it managerial suicide. It's a 77-minute red card in a Champions League game that you need to win at all costs. You have to throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at this game. Don't throw on Davinson Sanchez. Granted, it's funny enough because even the commentators mentioned it. Well, you know what? They just got like a corner like right after, and they were like, "Oh, watch him score now," and then we'll then it would have made sense. But like, you can't rely on that. I just gotta go for it. Balls to the wall.
I just don't understand. Like, you got the new rules of using all 5 subs. Why not put Lucas Moura in there? Man's been a hero in Champions League. A couple of years ago. And he has the pace, he has the attacking mentality, and he gets back on defense. I don't understand his logic of putting in Davinson Sanchez for Kulusevski. Yes, I get it that Kulusevski, he's probably like tired and shit because he was running a lot. But if you're going to try to look for a goal to, put the game into extra time, put on another attacker. Don't put on a defender and use all your subs. Okay, I get that you probably want to play it safe because if you do get the equalizer and go into extra time, you have that additional sub in extra time. But you gotta go all out, man. Like it's just like I don't know what is. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like they needed to do like some brain surgery instead of some gallbladder surgery. Like
Oh shit.
it's really annoying. I'm just really mad right now, dude. Cause
Say it. Conte out. Say it.
I said
No,
it.
no,
I said it in the
I know.
last pod.
Say it
Conte
again.
out.
Say it again.
Conte out. I said it in the last pod.
Maybe I don't know. Either brain surgery or again some eye surgery for cataracts. I don't know something, but
Anything. Fuck.
Just
man,
put him
come on.
under. Just fix everything.
Put 'em under.
Just fix everything.
Now, I mean, look, I want to continue shitting on Spurs because it's probably the most thing I enjoy, but I do want to move away from the game real quick and just kind of talk about Ray Charleston, who was caught after the game chirping at Conte, pretty much.
What do you
that-
say? I didn't
Something
know
along
about
the
this.
lines of "I came here to play and I don't know why I keep getting benched" or some
Let's
shit
see if I
like
can find a
that.
quote real quick. Let me see. Ray Charleston.
I didn't know about that honestly.
Charlie. Oh, you know, probably we'll get a live reaction from Josue right now. Okay, I was coming off of two good. Okay, you found it? found the whole thing?
Found one. You can. I don't know about no, not the whole thing. Just the.
Well, how many did he have?
Well, it was a long
No, it was a
quote.
long interview. It was.
Yeah.
Decent.
So this season is being shit. I was coming off two good wins against West Ham and Chelsea, and suddenly Conte, puts me on the bench. I didn't understand.
I mean, I think it's just the seniority that Human Son has over Richarlison.
Does
Like-
he even deserve to be starting?
I don't even think Son or Richarlison deserves to be starting. I think it's just Kane and Kulusevski. They're the only ones that have been providing a lot. I mean, Son has been providing for Spurs off the bench, but not when he starts. It's just those you got four attacking players who all want to start, and
4-2-4.
Huh?
Said
4-2
4-2-4.
no, hell no.
Well, we shall see what happens with Spurs. Any fallout from this game? Will Conte get sacked? I say no,
You don't think so?
not yet.
No, probably not.
I'll
At this point in the season, I think you just ride it out and see what happens.
tell you this.
Because technically, you guys are still there for top four. And you're in.
Oh my
you're in
god, top four.
But
Anyways, this is my prediction. If Conte keeps having that losing streak, or Tottenham keep having that losing streak and fall out of top four or even top five, Conte is out before the season's over. Because Liverpool, they found some kind of form to even catch up to the top five right now. Newcastle, they're falling out a little bit, but they could easily come back up. Tottenham has not been showing any kind of consistency that they could even reach to third place, just maintain their fourth, fifth place position. But if Conte does manage to get Champions League spot, he's going to be out by the summer. If he falls out of the table before, like fifth, like falls to sixth, he's out before the season's over. That's my theory. So
Yeah, but there also is no point. I mean, his contract is already over this summer, correct?
I think so.
yeah, and I don't think he's made a decision or
So I
anything
think
yet,
I assume the club are. I'm like 99.99% sure that he won't get a new contract. So I think the club should just take this moment, evaluate who they're gonna get, and then just go on from there. Not just sack him, rush who they're gonna get. The manager's gonna come in with the players he doesn't want. You might as well just like what Gad said, just write it out. Obviously, he'll be gone in the summer. First 2 months of preseason for the new manager to get his new set of players, to gel with the players he doesn't like, with the players he does like. And there honestly there'd be no point in sacking him right now at this current moment. I think it'd just be more of a disaster.
I also think that Tottenham need a new board. Daniel Levy is just not. Just fucking sell the club, dude. Like, come on, get out of that.
Love it.
so.
End the stream.
Get out of the chair. Get out of that fucking chair.
Administration.
You know what?
And with the new and with the news of Pochettino maybe possibly coming back to replace Conte, is probably the only best news that I hear from Tottenham at the moment right now, because he's the only manager that I have witnessed that have taken Spurs the furthest of actually winning some kind of silverware.
Didn't Mourinho get you to the Carabao Cup final?
He
And then
did.
got sacked right before the game.
That's Mourinho, yeah. That's what, 4 days before, a week before the game happened.
I saw some tweet that Tottenham spent £50 million to sack Pochettino. They've rehired 3 managers. They've went out and bought players, and now they're looking to rehire Pochettino. So it's basically just 3 years of work all down the drain just to rehire the same manager.
I love
That you
the-
that you,
love the
that you
business.
spent half $100 million pounds to get rid of.
Spurs
Yeah.
being Spursies.
It sounds even sweeter when it comes from him.
I'm pissed. I'm fucking pissed.
The best thing that
Delicious.
can happen, obviously, is I know Qatar are interested in buying a team.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the
Also,
frickin'
some kind of
the Qatari Premier League soon.
Iranian billionaire, I think.
I don't know, but if Tottenham do get bought, it could be looking scary because that stadium, with the amount of money produces with concerts and other sports events and other events,
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you?
that's it
Don't you?
could be.
Aren't you guys in some shit with fucking Beyonce?
No, they
don't
get.
know.
Are they? I just thought they get more. They get more. They're more.
No,
They're
they-
better.
But didn't they like
Arena
violate?
for
Didn't they like
Beyonce.
violate they violated like some part of their contract because they tried to they sold out a date for a concert or something like that.
I don't know. It
I
sounds like
don't-
something Spurs will do.
I don't
But
know.
they have a contract with Formula One, which is actually pretty sick.
That
Oh,
is
yeah,
pretty cool.
so-
And I've been getting into Formula One lately, so
To have a yeah, they're gonna build a track
Support us, man.
underneath the
Huh?
the, s-
I was
the,
gonna
s-
say,
the stadium.
Really?
support
That's
Tottenham.
crazy.
Holy
chill,
They're like they're gonna build a track or part of a track
Underneath it.
underneath the stadium.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty dope.
With stadium, there you go. But yeah.
Maybe this is just entertainment and not football because obviously that's
Imagine.
not the forte.
Imagine.
Get out of sports entertainment. Do just entertainment.
Yeah, exactly, for real. All right, well, look, that's Champions League. We had some Europa League action as well, where United had a 3-1,
4-1.
4-1 victory.
Should have been 10-1, but it's 4-1.
Oh yeah.
Whatever.
Anthony should have passed the ball because he had two players squared to him. But what does he do? He chips it over the goal.
And
I don't know if you saw that.
Backwards had some tears so he convinced the United fans that he's not truly a Liverpool fan. So good job.
He scored.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He scored. He had to fake the tears.
Fake the tears.
Arsenal drew away.
He grabbed a dude from the
Sporting.
ground.
It was a kind of weird game, honestly, but all to play for at the Emirates now. So let's see if Arsenal want to stay in both competitions or just focus on one.
What do you think?
Both competitions. I really highly doubt that. They're just focusing on just one. That's if mentality shows us anything. He's going for it all time. Let's go to the Premier League now. Premier League predictions for the weekend. Before we get into the three games that we are going to predict, I do want to just a key matchup, and yeah, you kind of brought it to my attention in the beginning of the recording, which is Crystal Palace hosting Man City, and I think this could be a
Sleeper match.
yeah, like a banana peel for Man City. Just given the fact that Crystal Palace have been in a terrible run of form lately, no win since
December 31st.
December 31st. So, law of averages, they're gonna get something out of this. I just, I'm not assuming, but I'm hoping.
Yeah, I mean Zaha now I believe should be back. He did play the last game, so they finally got their talisman. So we'll see. It's something's gonna happen. Something crazy's gonna happen.
So
in this
you
game.
think this could be a banana peel game for Man City as well?
It depends.
Yeah.
If it's under the floodlights, it could be. Now, if it's during daytime, game kicks off at noon here. So was at 4:30 over there.
That's under the lights over there.
You think so? 4:30.
I mean, not under the lights, but it's
It
like
could
you
be
know,
like maybe
No.
it's
the
the
lights
last.
are turning on.
Second half. The
it's-
second half.
It's their last. It's the last game of the weekend of Saturday.
So it's the lights are, they're turning the lights on at that point.
Okay.
And the weather has been crappy over there, so it's probably gonna be lights
If
on
it's
anyway. It's gonna be
daytime,
lights on
right?
anyway.
it's a
Yeah.
steady 3-0. If
It's gonna be evening time, 5:30.
it's under the floodlights, 1-1.
Mm.
I'm telling you,
Mm.
Selhurst Park
Banana peel. Love it.
under the lights is different atmosphere.
I mean, even during the day, because then it they tied to Liverpool during the day
No,
to
it's at
prevent.
night.
I thought it was during the day.
No, game kicked off at 7:45
Uh,
p.m.
Well, look, that's my key matchup. I was keeping it on.
honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Any other game? I mean, Spurs hosting Nottingham should be an easy win there.
For Forest, yeah.
Thank you for following up with that one. Leeds hosting Brighton. Sadly, I'm gonna have to go with Brighton on that one. I don't know what you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see if this even goes on. Apparently, there's rumors of the weather just not cooperating and
Oh,
getting
wow.
worse.
Wow.
So we'll see.
Nick, do Liverpool fall back into the old habits and drop points against Bournemouth?
7:30 a.m. kickoff. They're wearing their white jersey. It stinks of a 1-0 Bournemouth.
Yo, if it's 1-0 Bournemouth, I will die, bro. That's hilarious. United hosting Southampton.
I hope
In
so.
the office?
Yeah,
Okay. For Southampton or?
for United.
Okay.
For United.
Making sure. West Ham, are they going to fight their way out of relegation against Aston Villa?
That's gonna be a tough one.
I
I don't think
think
so. I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think so.
They play home. I think
West Ham
so.
are at home, yeah.
They want to keep that motivation going because they did win today in their conference league. So
That's conference league.
no,
times.
but still, I mean, like
A win's a win.
a win's a win. It boosts the morale of players.
Yeah, you were just celebrating 4-1 over fucking Real Betis.
Should have been
lady.
10-1,
Yeah,
but
nigga,
whatever.
Yo,
Nothing
oh
satisfies you.
my
Should've been
God, yo,
10-1.
I can't.
Should have been 10-1.
Oh, sorry.
I think Villa win.
Newcastle hosting Wolves. Will Newcastle continue? Oh, 0-0. God saying nil. It's gonna be a stinker. Okay. And the 3 games that we are going to predict. You guys are ready?
Yes,
Do
sir.
it.
Leicester, Chelsea.
Leicester at home, right?
Leicester are at home.
Leicester then. I say Leicester. I think it's gonna be a goal fest. 3-2.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Leicester.
2-0 Chelsea.
2-1 Leicester. He says 2-1 Chelsea.
If it's not
There's
3-2
no-
Leicester,
There's
it'll
no
be
mic there,
3-3.
right? I hope you know that. Okay. he leaned in and everything, so just wanted to make sure.
Did you guys see how Potter isn't playing Mudryk just so that way he doesn't get the 007 stat?
I saw that. Apparently, he didn't even want him,
No.
which it could be a case because
Yes, inject it into my veins.
obviously he isn't starting him, which is odd. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Well, what position does he play?
Left winger.
Left winger. I mean, who's there?
He plays nothing now.
Sterling. Well, you have Sterling over
He
Mudryk.
cost 100 million pounds or 90 million, whatever.
He's literally rotting away on the bench right now, for the next 8 years.
Maybe less if they can't even get. Even when they win, they still stay in 10th place. So we'll see financially how.
I'm all for it. I'm here for it. I'm enjoying it
Plot
while it
twist,
lasts.
Chelsea win Champions League and it's all.
Imagine,
fuck.
yo.
They're still a lot closer to relegation than they are to top 4.
Yeah, but
so-
if they go on to win Champions League, I will definitely not be happy, camper. But Everton hosting Brentford. 2 opposite ends of the table right now. One's fighting for European. One is fighting to stay in the league. Everton are at home. Talk to me.
2-1 Brentford.
You peek a blinder.
2-1 Brentford.
I'm gonna say.
What would Shelby say? Well, what would he predict?
I'll fucking say 2-1 Everton. Terrible English accent.
That's terrible.
I thought they were
2-1 Everton.
Yeah.
Huh?
I thought they were
2-1
Irish.
Everton.
English in like what the 20s or something like that. When does that take place?
It takes place between 1910 to the 1930s.
3-1 Brentford.
Oh, their fucking movie comes out this year too.
Movie.
Yeah.
All right.
2-1 Brentford. 3-0 Brentford from Marco. And last but not least, Fulham hosting Arsenal. Nick, here you go with the little
Nah,
smirk.
because just like how you said Palace, it could be for City. I low key see it.
100%.
What time is it at?
It's a title race. 10 a.m.
Palin-
See, what I'm saying is
Palhinha's still out, right? He still has
I
to
believe
serve.
he
still
is,
has to
yes.
serve. Ooh, that's gonna be huge for you guys.
a very, very close 2-1 Arsenal.
I'm gonna say the same, but 1-0 Arsenal.
3-1 Arsenal.
It's at Fulham.
At
Yes.
Fulham.
At Craven Cottage.
2-2. 2-2.
Surprise.
If it was at the Emirates,
Yeah, whatever.
Arsenal.
3-0 to the Gunners. And that's our predictions for the weekend. Gat, you have fantasy in less than 5. You do? And we do.
Maybe less than 5.
Maybe less than 5. Maybe less than 1. Who knows? Gas is surprised us all right now. Gat, it is yours to take away, my friend.
Alrighty. So for this segment of Fantasy 15 or Fantasy Less Than 5, first I want to
one.
say rest in peace to anyone who did wild card last week, because that was a very popular move. A lot of people did go with the pack. And unfortunately, everyone except for Tony, that everyone brought in on their wild card, did absolutely nothing. So it was a big variance week. But for any of you guys that did happen to wild card last week, the one positive you do want to take away from this is whenever you do wild card, you don't wild card for just 1 week. You do plan this out for a couple weeks in advance, so you guys are pretty set up for the next couple game weeks up until game week 29. So there is still some hope for you guys. Unfortunately, what that did mean is not many people predicted that 7-0, but that also did mean that Liverpool's big three hauled big time, and anyone who did not wild card or missed the deadline or what have you, and probably had those players, are seeing some nice green arrows this week. Also, a very unfortunate week for the Brighton players. A lot of people benched the wrong one, unfortunately. A lot of people started March when it was McAllister and Matoma that ended up
Was it the game that
returning.
you said that the penalty one, the penalty shot, or was that last week?
No, that was
That was last week. Okay.
That was last week. So unfortunately, all in all, big variance week. We'll see if that changes coming into these next couple weeks. Now, for game week 27, it is a double game week for some teams. You see Brighton, Brentford, Palace, and Saints do double, with Brighton and Brentford having the better fixtures in this upcoming week. So everyone who wildcarded is most likely already on triple Brentford and triple Brighton. So you guys are looking pretty good going forward. The one thing you do want to be careful of is Sanchez was benched last week, which was a big surprise, and it caused a lot of uproar in the community because a lot of people wanted to have some kind of defensive coverage. So a lot of people went with Sanchez instead of the likes of Dunk or Estupinian just because of the way the team layout was. So now if you were one of those people that did bring in Sanchez, you might want to just reconsider and see if it's even worth keeping him in, or because it's possible that Steele might continue to get a nice little run of games. But you know what? It is well worth it. But going forward, for some of these assets that do double with Brighton and Brentford that you want to consider if you don't already own them, for Brighton, Dunk, Estupinian, McAllister, March, and Matoma. For Brentford, Raya still remains the top goalkeeper in fantasy. Rico Henry, Pinnock, me, and Bumu, and Tony. Like I mentioned before, there are some rumors of some bad weather for this weekend, so there is some talk that the Leeds Brighton game may or may not even happen. So that is one thing to keep an eye on, especially for captaincy. It is a double game week for some of these teams. So whenever there's a double game week, you're likely to want to captain a double game weeker. March, Matoma, McAllister were high up on that list. Again, just be mindful of that possible postponement, but I still believe Tony's probably the best one for right now. He did manage to escape game week 26 without getting a yellow. Therefore, even if he gets a yellow in each game, he's still going to play both games in double game week 27. He's not at risk of missing one of these games due to yellows. So Tony definitely is going to be a good captaincy shout. For anyone who did go on wild card, you most likely got rid of your Liverpool players, which is why this week this stung very badly for a lot of you. But you're not going to be you're not going to be buying them back anytime soon, just because that wild card did set you guys up for the next couple weeks. Like I said, unless you did not do it, then you're going to probably want to hold on to the likes of Darwin and Trent for their upcoming game against Bournemouth. And then just some quick stats here for you, just what the community has been doing in terms of transfers in and transfers out. It looks like net transfers in, Tony leads with 79,000, or just short of 80,000 transfers in. Mitoma at 63,000, Estupinian at 45,000, McAllister at 28, and Ben Mead, almost 26,000 people are transferring him in. In terms of people who got the axe, Mahrez, unfortunately, looks like he is out of favor now with Pep and his Pep Roulette. 35,000 managers have transferred him out. Same with the likes of Nketiah and Odegaard, just under 25,000 apiece. KDB and Fabian Schär, which apparently he's still going through some dizziness from his little episode in the Carabao Cup with his little concussion nonsense. So he has been transferred out. One last thing that I do want to just let you guys know, this could very well be a nice time period to not only not play Haaland.
I thought you were gonna announce something crazy right now for a
Yeah,
second.
for
I was
real.
like,
No.
wait, what's going on right now?
This could be a good couple weeks. I do want to stress disclaimer. Not only is it feasible that you might want to actually bench Erling Haaland, but if you're like me, you might actually consider selling him.
Okay,
Because
don't do
right
it.
now-
Do not do it. Do not do it.
Because right now, he doesn't play in 28, and you're realistically not going to want to captain him this week because you do have the likes of Tony, Matoma, all of them who do play twice, so there is a higher potential that they're going to outscore Haaland anyway. And then even in game week 29, I mean, it's you have other options. There's a lot of other options out there. So in my disclaimer, the way I'm seeing it is, if I'm not going to captain him anytime soon anyway, I might get rid of him. So it is something to think about. It's actually already been talked about a lot in the FPL community. There's a lot of content creators out there that have played around with the idea. So just be wary. Disclaimer: play your own game. And yeah,
That was not less than 5.
I said maybe.
But thank you from the weatherman Gat. Appreciate that.
That's not even in your notes to take Holland out.
Oh, it's a screenshot. I put
He was
that.
winging it, bro. He was going from the heart with passion. Passion.
Or
I
he's
included my
he's
I-
tricking the public.
I included my screenshotting.
Wow, that's crazy.
You
Well,
can
look,
read it.
I think we said we are gonna cut it short today, and that was cutting it short. So we appreciate you sticking around. Thank you for watching. As always, we are the bench with the bench of the voice, where the bench is always warm. Appreciate everybody.
Conte out.
Oh, shit.
Conte.